Freddie Mercury and a crashed plane? This fact is not mentioned in any of the singer's biographies. Everyone knows that he died from AIDS, but that's not what we're talking about. In this video, we will share for the first time something that is not mentioned anywhere on the internet. No one has ever written or spoken about it. The life of any rock star of Mercury's magnitude is thoroughly examined in biographies, so it's incredible that this story has eluded everyone. Our video contains absolutely exclusive information about the beloved singer. So here's a completely new fact in the biography of the Queen's frontman. Freddie Mercury flew on a plane that crashed. Paris, February 1979. A couple of months ago, Queen released the album Jazz. The band is approaching its peak of popularity. 3 nights in a row, Queen performed sold-out concerts as part of the Life Killers tour. By that time, Queen had already become a true corporation. Freddie arrived in the capital of France on a private jet, separately from the rest of the band. You probably haven't seen these rare shots of his arrival, but the singer's jacket may seem familiar. That's right, 2 years before this, Freddie wore it in the music video for the song Spread Your Wings. Freddie Mercury was afraid of flying. According to his personal assistant Peter Freestone, he dreaded flying all his life, and there were reasons for that. One day after the final concert of the Flash Gordon tour in Japan, Freddie was going to fly from Tokyo to Buenos Aires with a layover in New York. The singer, his manager Paul Prenter, and assistant Peter Freestone checked in for the flight to JFK Airport and boarded the plane. The first-class seating arrangement seemed unusual to Freestone, but he didn't find it alarming. However, Freddie immediately felt uneasy. "What sort of plane is this?" he asked. It turned out to be a DC-10, an aircraft with an unfortunate history and a bad reputation. The McDonnell Douglas DC-10 was designed as the most modern wide-body aircraft of its generation. By the time of the described events, these types of aircraft had been in operation for 10 years, during which 7 planes had crashed for various reasons. Having learned that he would have to fly on such a plane for 12 hours, Mercury exclaimed, "DC death more like." After that, Freddie picked up his belongings and informed the cabin crew that he would not be flying with them that day. The takeoff was delayed for a whole hour as Freddie's luggage was being unloaded from the plane. We're not talking about just a couple of suitcases, of course. The Queen frontman was a well-known connoisseur of Japanese art, and whenever he visited Tokyo, he always found time to visit art galleries and antique stores. After getting his luggage back, the trio had to wait 14 hours for the next flight to New York. Unfortunately, all tickets in the first and business classes of Pan Am Boeing 747 were already sold out, so the rock star had to fly in economy class. They say that a creative person is like a canary in a coal mine, intuitively sensing approaching danger. If that's the case, then Mercury's fear of flights doesn't seem to be a mere case of aerophobia. Let's take another look at that video where Freddie arrives in Paris. Behind the musician, there is a Beech 200 Super King Air. Being quite wealthy by that time, Freddie often flew on such planes. The Beech 200 was one of the best private jets of that time. Its cabin accommodated no more than 8 passengers, but each of them flew in luxurious conditions. Let's take a look at the registration number of the aircraft on which Freddie Mercury arrived in Paris. Here it is, FBVRP. On April 4th, 1983, this very plane, once carrying the Queen frontman, crashed during takeoff in Guangzhou, China. All 6 passengers and 2 crew members on board died. Fortunately for Freddie, at that time he was in Munich working on his solo album Mr. Bad Guy. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this story in Freddie Mercury's life is just a random coincidence or a sign of destiny?